Hey everyone, Steve Kim here. So excited. Steve Kim Show episode number 242. The much anticipated June stats are in, and as usual, I got your numbers and your stats as they pertain to the Toronto and GTA real estate markets. So let's get right into the numbers. So back in May 2023 in Toronto, we had just over 3,200 sales against just over 4,900 active listings. Fast forward in June, we see the number of sales dip to just over 2,800 and active listings creep up to just over 5,500. In York Region, what happened? Back in May 2023, we had just over 1,700 sales against just over 2,100 active listings. Fast forward into June, we see a similar pattern. We see sales drop to just over 1,300 and active listings creep up to just over 2,500. Now, this is an important number to pay attention to. Again, this is across all housing types, months of inventory, which is supply and demand. So in May 2023, for an average property in Toronto, we were hovering on 1.5 months of inventory. So very much a strong seller's market and a strong prevalence of multiple offer situations. Fast forward into June, we see that number climb to 2.4 months of inventory. So that's quite a jump. And you're gonna say, well, what really created that jump? We didn't have as many new listings come to the market. What we saw was standing inventory. So properties that were listed into May into June that didn't sell, maybe a price change or a different listing strategy that didn't work out, they're now sitting on the market. So we're seeing more inventory that is sitting, not necessarily new inventory coming to the market. And we saw a similar pattern happen in York Region. We went from 1.2 months of inventory across all housing types into May up to 2 months of inventory into June. Now, this does not mean that we're in a balanced market, nor does it mean that we're in a buyer's market. But what this does mean for buyers out there is that you have a little bit of time now to select a home that you're looking to move into. And for sellers, understand that the multiple offer situation may not be the best listing strategy. Come on the market at a market value price and then give the opportunity for buyers to come in and offer first come, first serve. Now, month over month price trends. This is an important number to pay attention to. So an average property in Toronto back in May was trading just over $1.197 million. Fast forward into June, we see a slight drop to now trading over $1.152 million. Now, this does not necessarily mean that home prices are dropping. What this does mean are home prices that were situated kind of like just over $1 million to just under $1 million made up a large percentage of sales in June for Toronto. In York Region, we went from $1.377 million in May up to $1.39 million into June. Now, year-over-year price change is an important number to pay attention to because last year is when everything started to happen and snowball with the Bank of Canada. So back in June 2022, an average property in Toronto was trading around $1.153 million, and like I shared with you now, is trading just over $1.152 million. So almost negligible in terms of price appreciation year-over-year in Toronto. York Region, what happened? An average property in York Region back in June 2022 was trading just over $1.3 million, and like I shared with you now, is trading over $1.39 million. It's about a 6.9% increase year over year for an average property in York Region. Now, GTA Realtors reported just over 7,400 sales through TRREB's MLS system in June 2023. That's up about 16.5% compared to June 2022, and the number of listings was down by around 3% over the same period. Now, the demand for ownership is stronger than last year despite higher borrowing costs. That's an important distinction to make. Now, with this said, home sales were hampered last month by uncertainty surrounding the Bank of Canada's outlook on inflation and interest rates. Furthermore, a persistent lack of inventory likely sidelined some willing buyers because they couldn't find a home meeting their needs. Simply put, you can't buy what's not available. And finally, GTA municipalities continue to lag in bringing new housing online at a pace sufficient to meet the demands of the current buyer pool. Now, leaders at all levels of government, including the new mayor-elect of Toronto, have committed to rectifying the housing supply crisis. We need to see these commitments coming to fruition immediately, or we will continue to fall further behind each month. Anyways, I hope you found these stats and this information useful. If you have any questions whatsoever, please feel free to give me a call, send me a text, shoot me over DM or an email. As always, very kind of one. Take care.